So we started in 2017 while covering the pass optimal and GPP winning lineups. I do not have a GPP winning lineup for this event, or for this year, I do have an optimal lineup. And that optimal lineup left $300 on the table. So if you're concerned about how much money you should leave on the table, or you think you should leave a lot of money on the table, as we go through this, just pay attention to how much money is left on the table for the perfect lineup. That's what the optimal lineup is, the perfect lineup. So this year, $300 were left on the table. They used all 6 of the golfers at the top of the leaderboard. $9,000 Brooks Koepka, $9,600 Hideki Matsuyama, $6,600 Brian Harmon, $7,400 Tommy Fleetwood, $10,500 Ricky Fowler, and $6,600 Bill Haas. One thing to note with this is I usually like to follow a structure when building lineups. I start with a 10K golfer, a 9K golfer, an 8, 2 7s, and a 6K golfer. So what you'll hear me say throughout this video is start with a 10 or go with 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. It's kind of what I like to say. In this year, we have a 10, but we have 2 9s. And you see there are no 8s. And we don't have 2 7s, but we have 2 6s. Now, I kind of have a rule that you can play or you can make 2 substitutions. So we have our 10, we don't have to make a substitution there. We have our 9, we don't have to make a substitution there, but we don't have an 8. We can just say we sub an 8 up to a 9. Then we have our 7, but because we subbed an 8 up to a 9, most likely we needed to sub our other 7 down to a 6, and that's how you get your 2 substitutions. So again, start with a 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6 approach, and then just, I guess, fiddle around with it until you figure something that you like, and try not to do any more than 2 substitutions. One of my big things that I try to advocate for, or try to persuade you in not doing, is going all 8K golfers, or doing 3 9K golfers with 3 6K golfers. That would be making more than 2 substitutions. So I think you just start with a 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6, and you go from there. So that's 2017. 2018, the optimal lineup left $500 on the table. So last year, in 2017, we only left $300. This year, we only left $500. I also don't have a GPP winning score or lineup for this event either, or for this year as well. Your optimal lineup, though, for this year started with another $9,000 Brooks Koepka, $8,100 Tommy Fleetwood, $8,500 Patrick Reed, $8,800 Henrik Stenson, a 75 and a 76. Now you're probably already yelling at me going, whoa, 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 whoa. You told me not to do 4 8K golfers or 3 9K golfers. Look what we have on the board right now. You got a 9 and 3 8s. Yeah, this is 1 year. This is 1 year that this happened. As we go through this, you're not going to see it again. I want you also to be aware that there's an $11,000 golfer that finished 3rd place. So yes, this was the optimal lineup, but you could have, I'm guessing, made a lineup something like this, where it would have to include a 6K golfer, like one of our nearest 6K golfers. I guess we have to go outside the top 10. Down here, 60. Let's go with like $6,900 Stricker. And maybe we do $7,100 Tyrrell Hatton and $7,500 Tony Finau. Okay, we're $300 over. So get rid of Finau and do Zach Johnson. There you go, $49,900. I guarantee you this takes down a GPP because you have 3 guys at the top. So start with a 10, really an 11K, a 9K, an 8K, and then 2 $7,100 golfers and a $6,900 golfer. So it is possible, and really, we could sub out Steve Stricker for this Dylan Meyer and Tyrrell Hatton for Tony Finau, and this equals $49,900. So now we can get 4 golfers inside the top 5 and 2 other guys kind of floating down the leaderboard. So just keep that in mind. This would probably win a GPP like the Millie Maker. Moving on to 2019. The optimal lineup, I have an optimal and an alternate. The optimal lineup left $200 on the table. The alternate left $100. And again, I don't have a GPP winning lineup for this year. I feel like I probably do somewhere, but I didn't mark it on the sheet. Anyways, this was at Pebble. This is where Gary Woodland won. But there's Brooks Koepka. So Gary Woodland at $8,000. Justin Rose at 97. Xander at 87. Adam Scott at 86, 79, 69. Yeah. Okay, I hear you guys. You're like, whoa. Again, that was 3 8K golfers with a 9K golfer. That's the same thing we just saw in the other one. Yes. You're right. That's already enough times where you can use that. I would say if you're building lineups and you're not one of those types that needs to, where you just build one lineup, say you build 10 lineups. How about this? In 5-year lineups, be balanced. Do a 9 and 3/8, or do 2 9s, 2 8s, something like that, and then move on from there. In the other 5, or the other half of your lineups, start with a 10K golfer, because the alternate lineup that I created has an 11K golfer, a 9K, an 8K, a 7, and 2 6s. Remember, you can make 2 substitutions, so we move one of our 7s down to a 6. So there you go. Again, you can build a lineup, and just so you're aware, that had 2 6K golfers. I suppose we could have made 2 6K golfers for our alternate lineup here. I can paint these green, just to let us know that this is another alternate lineup. This used up 49,900. So there's a way you can do 11K. Oh, by the way, we've seen a 10K golfer now inside the top 5 each year. Did we not? Yeah, we have Fowler here in 2017. 2018, 11-7 was 3rd place. 2019, 11-6 was 2nd place. Okay, let's move to 2020. Look at that. We have another $11,000 golfer, this time inside the top 6. So not inside the top 5, but pretty darn close. Your optimal lineup here, and by the way, I do have a GPP winning lineup for the $1 contest. Your optimal lineup, use $9,900 Bryson. 3 7K golfers. I'll let you read those. It's Matt Wolff, Louis Oosthuizen, and Harris English. $10,100 Xander, and $6,700 Will Zalatoris. So that's a 10-9, 3 7s, and a 6. That still follows the 10-9-8, 7-7-6 method. You're making 1 substitution. You're kicking out an 8K golfer for another 7K golfer. And again, oh, by the way, there's an $11,000 golfer right here in 6th place. Dustin Johnson once again. Let me kind of come back to 2017. Did we have an 11K golfer in the field? We did. Jordan Spieth. Down here, 11,500. Made the cut, but finished 35th. So not super great. So then all we do is we kind of keep in mind there was a $10,000 golfer inside the top 5. Okay, so that was 2020 that we went over. And by the way, your $1 short game winning lineup was the optimal lineup. So the GPP winner had the optimal, meaning the only way to share in first place is to have the optimal. That was pretty impressive. For as long as I've done this, I think I've only noticed 2 or 3 GPP winners having the optimal lineup. This would be the second one that I can just remember off the top of my head. We had a Masters championship or a Masters champion or GPP winner that also had the optimal. And now I think of it, I think maybe the tournament champions. But anyways, does not matter. Still pretty impressive. 2021. Your optimal left $400 on the table. I didn't even mention that. In 2020, it only left $100 on the table. So currently, if you're keeping track at home, how much money you need to leave on the table for the optimal lineup has always been less than $500. Because we had that in 2018, where it was $49,500, but it was $49,700 in 17, $49,800 in 19, $49,900 in 2020, and now $49,600 in 2021. And your optimal lineup here used an 11K golfer, John Rahm, 8K, 7, 9, 6, 6. So just to read that a different way, that's a 10-9-8, 7, 6, 6. We just saw that in 2020, right? 2019. In the alternate lineup that I created, you had a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6. And then obviously 2020 was a 10, 9, 7, 7, 7, 6. Kind of another variation. But anyways, 2 6s. I'm kind of foreshadowing the next year we're probably going to see 2 6s again. So that optimal lineup, I actually have the point totals that I can show you the difference between. Scored 492 points. Your GPP winning lineup, which is the Millie Maker, scored 463. So there was 30 points in between. 29 points in between. And your Millie Maker left $500 on the table. And by the way, here's another one for those that like to pepper the 8K range. That's going to be in your favor or be more balanced. It was $9,500 Morikawa, $9,300 Xander Schauffele, $8,100 Louis Oosthuizen. Then we had 7K, 7K, 7K for $49,500. 2 9s and 8 and 3 7s. So you left $500 on the table. You scored 29 less points than the optimal lineup. And it was without a 10K golfer. So let's see, we went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years now of optimal in GPP winning lineups or GPP winning lineups. And 3 of those, whether you won $1 million or you had the optimal lineup, you did go more balanced. Just throwing that out there. However, once again, so this is also another, year where we've seen 11K golfer inside the top 6. So 2021, we have 1 in the top 6. 2020, we have 1 in the top 6. 2019, we have 1 in the top 6. 2018, we have 1 in the top 6. 2017, we don't. But it's $10,500 Ricky Fowler. Do we have an $11,000 golfer inside the top 5 in 2022? We do. Scotty Scheffler. So for those keeping track at home, keeping score at home, that's out of the last 6 years, 5 of them had an 11K golfer inside the top 6. So if you're afraid of playing an 11K golfer this week, probably don't be. Now, your optimal lineup in 2022 and 2021 did include an 11K golfer. The other years where there were 11K golfers, they were not in the optimal lineup. So it's really up to you. Do you want to play an 11K golfer or no? Personally, I'm never afraid to play an 11K golfer, but there is an argument to be made to go balance this week. Your optimal lineup in 2022, just to complete this. Scotty Scheffler at 11,000, Will Zalatoris at 9,300, Matt Fitzpatrick at 85, 2 7K golfers in Bradley and Hadwin, and then you have a straight min $6,000 Hayden Buckley. That's one thing to note, by the way. We've never, or throughout this and each year that we've just covered, there hasn't been anything lower than $6,500 in the optimal lineup. This is the first year there was, or that there was. I don't think you want to play a low 6K golfer. I think it's $6,500 or more. So I would keep that kind of in the back of your head when building lineups. Maybe do away with anything $6,400 and less. And just to kind of go over this really quickly, in 2021, $6,800 Guido Migliozzi, $6,700 Mackenzie Hughes. In 2020, we had Will Zalatoris at $6,700, and scrolling down, I guess we had Adam Long, $6,200 that finished 13th place. So that, that works. $6,900 Ches Reavie, $6,600 Chesson Hadley, and 68, 67, 69. In 2018, we had $6,800 Russell Knox, 69, 68, 65. Those are your only 6K golfers inside the top 20, so not super great in 2018. 2017, we had Xander at 64. Okay, but you had 6,600 Brian Harmon, 6,600 Bill Haas, and then 6,400 Xander Schauffele. $6,200 Trey Mullinax, 68, 65, 65. Okay, so there are years where we have low 6Ks. One thing to kind of mention here, outside of Hayden Buckley last year, each one of these like low 6K golfers ended up being tour winners. Like in 2017, Xander Schauffele was $6,400. I bet you that was before he had won a tournament. So there's Xander there. By the way, Trey Mullinax has won a tournament as well. I think that's funny. So too did Siwoo Kim. And Ches Reavie has won since then. 2018, I guess we don't have a Russell Knox win. Maybe not any of those 6K golfers. Okay, maybe I saw a few that I'm like, oh, hey, look at this. Did Danny Willett, I forget, when did he win the Masters? Was it in 2019 or earlier? I don't remember. I guess what I saw was like Ches Reavie. I saw that Trey Mullinax, Xander Schauffele. Will Zalatoris, Adam Long. Adam Long won the American Express, by the way. Mac Hughes. I guess Guido has not won either. So I guess that's something to keep in mind. Anyways, kind of spider web there. I personally don't want to play anyone lower than 65. That's kind of where I was going at with all that, because of everything that I've already seen, it's just not, doesn't seem smart. You know, we don't see it a lot inside the top 10. We don't see it a lot inside the top 20. I'll cover more of the salaries when it comes to the bucket system, because I do cover salaries there. There are salary buckets to choose from. But as for 2022, let me wrap this up. Again, $400 left for the optimal lineup. That scored 489.5 points. Looks like I didn't do a Millie Maker lineup, so the $5 scored 480.5 points. That is a 9-point difference, by the way. So having the optimal lineup is one of the only ways to have taken down that GPP. Did my Sweet Spot Optimal? Okay, the Sweet Spot Optimal actually also beat the $5 GPP winner. So just to go over the GPP winner, it includes the 3 golfers at the top: Fitzpatrick, Scotty Scheffler, Will Zalatoris, Adam Hadwin, Denny McCarthy, so 7 and a 6K, and then Cameron Tringali. So that's a 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6 for the GPP winner. And for the Sweet Spot Optimal, which only left $100 on the table, it was those 3 golfers as well, plus a 7 and 2 6s. So I think one of my more popular builds that I'm going to be focusing on this week when it comes to just salary structures will be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6. I think that's what I'll be doing a lot of. I have not yet built lineups. I haven't started, so I don't know what that looks like, but I am very intrigued with that. And it's also without even looking at 6K golfers. It's just something that kind of feels right for a US Open. So I'll probably do that, but I won't lie. In the back of my head, I'm thinking very balanced. I'm thinking starting with 9Ks, because the 9K range this week is super loaded, super good. So I wouldn't mind starting with 1 or 2 of those guys. I'm not going to do 3, but I'll mix in an 8K golfer and then maybe just 3 7s. So we'll see how it ends up, how it works out. I will be building lineups in the strategy video tomorrow. Again, I go live at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If I said 7 earlier, I meant 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll be building lineups at the end of that video. I usually go an hour in talking about strategy, and then I open it up to everybody to come in with their lineup ideas, and we build lineups using the optimizer. So if you're interested, again, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesday night. That's all that I have for Pass Optimal and GPP winning lineups. I will cover more of the salaries when it comes to the bucket system. But that's all I have for this segment.